green, rusty, crusty, chippy. It looks almost black, but it's almost green. I can't tell. Doesn't even smell bad. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a couple of projects and hanging out. And while I have you here, I want to show you some fun little solar lights that we'll be hanging up today. We'll take a look at them shortly, but first, let's unload this van. A huge thank you to TJ's Estate Sales here in Topeka, Kansas for another huge free junk haul. I'm going to be flipping a couple of items today, and all of the other items are listed up on my website, upcycledbybri.com, but I will link that down in the description box below for you as well. This is a nice little handmade shelf. It would look great. Let's paint this with some of the cottage colors. As I was cleaning this, the two little dividers in it just popped right off. So I'm actually going to run them out to my garage, make a quick cut on them with my jigsaw. After I cut my wood pieces into a corbel shape, I used some Gorilla wood glue and my pneumatic nail gun to place them in their new home. Then I went ahead and sprayed the piece with some Zinsser spray shellac. This is going to help stop any bleed through and seal up the bottom of that piece, which was still raw wood. Now that our shelf is rebuilt, how much more functional is that and way cuter, right? Now that our shelf is rebuilt, it's time to paint it, and we are going to be using the brand new one-step Jamie Ray Vintage line by DIY Paint. This is the color HAINT Blue. Now this is a one-step paint. Let's go ahead and get to painting this piece, and I'll explain a little bit more about how this works. The new Cottage Paint line, curated by Jamie Ray Vintage, made by DIY Paint, is a one-step paint system, so it has a built-in top coat. Now it's still water-based and VOC-free, so you can use it inside your home, but it acts quite a bit differently than the DIY chalk paint. I'm applying it here with a Klingon F30 brush, and you can see that the coverage is still quite amazing. The consistency of the paint is different, and when it dries, the chalky finish isn't there so much. It has much more of a sheen to it. Let's go ahead and get one coat on. The dark wood wasn't covered by one coat. You see here it's still a little bit streaky, so we will go in with coat number 2. I did let it dry for the recommended 12 hours overnight before I applied the second coat. You can see it's going to take a little getting used to. I've got some drips and stuff there because I'm used to that thicker clay paint. I went ahead and painted a cabinet door I got out of the estate haul as well, and here's what the two pieces look like with 2 coats after drying for several hours. All of the colors are beautiful, but I think this HAINT Blue is my favorite. Now, if y'all aren't from the South, HAINT Blue is a color of blue that a lot of Southerners paint on their patio porch ceilings to keep away bugs and bad spirits. While we're talking about porch ceilings, I have hung up these adorable little solar lights that I got, and they are so simple. They just hang up with this clip. So I hung a rope up with my staple gun, and I can move these around as needed. Again, they are linked down in the description box below with a code if you all are interested in some for yourself. I have some other lights up outside, as you can see there, that I have to plug in. I definitely like these solar powered LED hanging lights way better. All right, y'all, this was the part I was worried about. After everything was dry, I wanted to see how this paint would distress, and having a built-in top coat, I was terrified I wasn't going to like the results. But I am shocked. I can do a fingernail scratch test on this. The paint doesn't budge, but I grabbed my 220 grit sandpaper and look at the beautiful distressing that it gave me. Before we stage this shelf up, I want to use some of these IOD transfers that my friend Jackie from Ruth and Ruby has sent to me. Be sure to check the description box before y'all leave. Jackie has provided a 10% off coupon for IOD products for my viewers. Now, this is the Ephemeral Melange transfer pack. It is the 12-inch sheets, so it's the smaller pages, which are super convenient. And look how beautiful these are. The labels are going to be perfect for some of these old bottles, and they are going to pop beautifully against this HAINT blue color. I begin by just simply cutting out the piece of transfer I'd like to use and remove the paper backing. I then take the transfer and place it exactly where I want it on the bottle, because once it's on there, it's going to stick pretty well. Using the little included scraper tool they give me, I'm going to start scraping away at that plastic until the transfer starts to stick to the glass and the plastic lifts away. Now be cautious as you pull like this. That was a risky move. Go nice and slow. And then you're going to burnish your transfer down by rubbing it. I used my finger, and you can use a soft cloth as well. To give a little distressing, I'm taking that beat up 220 grit sandpaper, and here is the final result. Look at these bottles, from basic vintage bottles to beautiful antique looking advertisement. I am in love. What do y'all think? Drop me a comment below about this paint color, and what do you think about these IOD transfers? Y'all, I think I should contact the IOD sisters again, and maybe I should start carrying some transfers, some molds. I do love their products. Last time I checked, somebody already had my territory, so I wasn't able to be a retailer, but it's been over a year, so it's time to check again because I am just in love. Now I'm taking this bigger page and I'm putting it on the cabinet door, which I have turned sideways. Now I want to add a couple of these vintage porcelain knobs down at the bottom for some hanging storage. And once I have the holes drilled and place those on, I take my DIY clear wax and just seal over the transfer for a little extra protection. Once that's done, I add a hanger to the back, and this is the final result. From boring old pine cabinet door to a beautiful upcycled hanging piece of wall art with some functional hanging storage. What do y'all think? Do y'all have a cabinet door out in the garage? Go grab it, and be sure to leave me pictures of your upcycled cabinets over in my Facebook creative group, which is also linked down below. There's over 3,000 members full of creative ideas. Here's a peek at some of the other amazing items I have loaded up to my site from this haul. If you want to see the live haul, it's over on my Facebook page, and these items couldn't be found on my current thrift haul collection over on my site, upcycledbybri.com. Thanks for hanging out with me today. A thank you to Jackie for sending me over those amazing IOD transfers, and thank you for the adorable solar lights. If y'all are in the market for some lighting, I highly suggest you check those out. Till next time, I will see y'all later. Bye, friends. You guys see my socks and sandals? Oh man, that's embarrassing. I didn't think anybody would see my feet. Don't laugh at me. I had sandals on, but then my feet were cold.